I'd like to congratulate drugs on winning the war on drugs. Drugs have taken a notable role in society in the way that we live. With this in mind, drugs are being pushed on people. But in the end, who's really on the top of the food chain with all the money that comes in from the pills and drugs that we take? Something that personally connects me to this topic is I know a lot of people who struggle with addiction to drugs and having families who have broken homes because of drugs. And I'm going to get a lot of my credibility from this from different websites and books. My main topics will be describing the origins of drugs. Then I will examine the pharmaceutical industry, and I'll discuss signs and what to see and help someone who is dealing with addiction. As I said before, drugs have taken a notable role in society in the way that we live. With this in mind, drugs are being pushed onto people. And who is really at the top of the food chain in making all this money with the drugs and pills that people take? Where did drugs really start in society? The origins of drug use can be seen for centuries way beyond our times of now. Opium use was used in medicine in ancient Egypt and also ancient Greece. The Greeks did not stop there, but they used alcohol recreationally and also marijuana. In India, marijuana was used for religious and medical purposes. But this continues throughout centuries. The war on drugs happened in the 1800s. This was a bloody, vicious war over the trade of opium between Britain and China, which Britain ended up winning and securing Hong Kong and forcing foreign trade onto the Chinese on opium. This also had led to millions of Chinese people being addicted to opium. In the coming centuries of the New Age, in the 20th century, advancements in science would lead to the medicines that we have today. Even though we have advancements in science and medicines, has the introduction of these new type of drugs put society back instead of forward? Because the pharmaceutical industry has the grip on society. The pharmaceutical industry is proof that even with good things comes a bad time. The origins of pharmaceutical industry we see today started with companies doing wholesale on different medicines such as morphine, quinine, and styrotine. And companies that produce dying chemicals created research labs to attempt to essentially boost both of their products. Where did this all go wrong? The medicines that they were producing were working a little too good, and people were getting addicted to them. And the companies were making a lot of money. And to ensure that keep happening, they would pay doctors to prescribe these pills to more people. And with these pills being prescribed to these people, the more the people were becoming too addicted to it, they were needing their fix and couldn't get them from the doctor. Beth Macy's book, Dope Sick, Dealers, Doctors, and Drug Companies, The Addicted America, goes into depth in describing how pharmaceutical companies pay doctors to prescribe the drugs to people, get them addicted, then they want more of the drugs, can't get it from the doctor, so then they buy it, and in some cases, steal the pills from people, which at the end of the day, puts money in the drug company's pockets because they are paid regardless in the sale of the drugs, whether it's done on the street or through a doctor. This had also opened the door for counterfeit and illegal drugs to be used if they were not already being used before by people due to their addictions. The U.S. government tried to address this in the 70s with Nixon and coining the term the war on drugs, even though addiction and the abuse of drugs and sales of not just permitted, illegal, and even counterfeit drugs are still a big, widespread, unsolved problem in not just the United States, but the whole world today. It is essential that we know the signs of drug addiction and also how we can help those struggling. Even though it may not be obvious, there are signs of people using drugs and also a way to help them out through that time. Some of the signs that you may see with somebody abusing drugs. A sign that you may see is someone is having irritation, mood swings, lack of inhibition, problems concentrating or thinking clearly, and also memory problems. Noticing changes and also small mannerisms in a person will show and tell you if they are on drugs or have a problem with substances. What ways can you help a person dealing with these substances? The biggest way that you can honestly help someone is doing your research on abuse, because at the end of the day, everybody's perspective on something is different. You should at least try to put yourself in their shoes. Also, a way to help them is by offering your support and love to the person. They're struggling. Encouraging the person to help, whether that is doing something such as rehab. Also, taking care of yourself is a big one, because when you're dealing with someone going through anything like this, it's not just a lot on them, but also you is the one trying to help them. Lastly, it's reaching out and doing to different resources and organizations that specialize in things of this nature, such as the SAMHSA, the Substance Abuse and Mental Health Service Administration. The pharmaceutical industry is proof that everything good comes with the bad side. With the more pills that are being prescribed, the more people are being addicted and having to go to other resorts to get their fix because they can't get it from the doctor. There are many signs and ways that you can help with someone dealing with addiction. As you can totally see, drugs have taken a notable role in our society and the way that we live, and it's been that way for centuries. With this in mind, drugs are being pushed onto people, and the people at the top of the food chain are making all the money off the drugs and pills that we take. As you can see, even though drugs have a far advancement, there's an opposite side to all this, which is addiction and substance abuse, which has been happening all throughout time.